Now for next statement in QBasic. Loop. What is a loop? A task repeated again and again is known as a loop. Loop can be of two types. One is finite loop, one is infinite loop. The loop that repeats for a fixed number of times is called finite loop, and the loop that does not repeat for finite times, it goes on repeating, then it is called infinite loop. Now finite loop runs fixed number of times based on a particular condition given in the loop. If that condition is satisfied, then only the loop stops. So loop can be created using four methods: counter method, for next, while when, do while. Here we'll learn about for next loop. Now for next loop again can be divided into two types. One is normal for next, another is for next with step value. Now normal for next loop creates a continuous loop. We'll see these things here. So the general structure of for next is that for statement is always used along with a next statement. So whatever the loop content, the body of the loop is there, the tasks that we are going to repeat, that should be placed within for and next. The for is given first, after that whatever instructions we are going to repeat, that is placed, after that it is ended with a next. So basically the process that we are going to repeat is placed within for and next. So let's write a program. I'm writing here a program to display all the natural numbers from 1 to 10. First CLS is used to clear the output screen. Now for I is taken as a variable. I is called the loop variable or the control variable that controls the loop. So the loop variable has the initial value. I am wanting to print the numbers from 1 to 10. So the initial value of the loop variable should be 1. According to the format of for next, initial value I equal to 1. Now 2. Initial value to final value of I. Initial value 1 I have given. Now the final value I will give as 10. So here you can see I is the loop variable. It is taking the initial value 1 to 10, means it will have the final value 10. That means it is going to repeat 10 times. Next line, it is showing red color because we have not used the next statement along with it. Whenever we will give the next statement, this red color or the error will vanish, because still now I have not used the next statement. As soon as it gets the next statement, the error will go. So ignore that. Now we'll write the body of the loop. In the body of the loop, I want to print the natural numbers 1 to 10. So you can see that I is the loop variable. It is having initial value 1. So what if I print I? Print is used to display output message on screen. So along with print, if I use the variable I, then first time it is going to print the initial value of I, that is 1. After that, if we put next, as soon as I put next, the error vanishes. That means the body of the loop should be placed within for and next. And the last line of any program is terminated using end statement. Now you can see that whenever first time the value of I is 1, it will print 1. Then whenever it gets the next statement, it returns the control of the program to for. Again, the next statement means it will transfer the control to the for again in this line. So line number 4 next transfers the control of the program to line number 2. So again, and also the next statement increments the value of I by 1. So now the I will have value 2. So again, in the body of the loop it will print the current value of I, which is 2. Again, when it will come to next, it will transfer the control to line number 2, and the value of I will get incremented by 1. The current value was 2, so 2 plus 1, again it is incremented, it becomes 3. So the current value now becomes 3. Like this it will continue the process of printing the numbers till the condition is satisfied, and the condition is up to 10, that is the final value is 10. For that reason, whenever value of I becomes 10, it will print 10 here, and again when it comes here the value becomes 11. When it becomes 11, it will not come inside the loop because the condition has already been satisfied. So it will jump from this for statement directly to end, and the program ends here, giving you the sequence of the natural numbers 1 to 10. So this can be executed and seen. You can see that 1 to 10 has been displayed. So we can see that for statement instructs the computer that how many times the process has to be repeated, and the next statement transfers the control or returns the control back to the for statement. The loop terminates as soon as the final value has reached. Now this print statement prints the numbers vertically, that is each number in separate line. But if you want to see all the numbers in the same line, you have to use a semicolon after this print, and then if you run, you get all the numbers horizontally. Now by default the step of the loop is 1. This is a continuous loop. What is continuous loop? A loop in which the loop variable is incremented by 1. Then it is called continuous loop. So in continuous loop, the loop control variable is either incremented or decremented by 1 in each iteration. Iteration means repetition. In each repetition, the loop variable is either incremented or decremented by 1. So it may be increased by 1 or decreased by 1. But generally we consider the increment 1. For that reason, by default the step is 1. If we use this step statement along with for, then it becomes a step loop. But if the step is only 1, then it is a continuous loop. So we don't give step 1 because it is taken by default and it is known as continuous loop. Now if we want to increment the value of the control variable by any other value other than 1 or 0, other than 1 or 0, if we want to increment the value by other number, then it is called step loop, and we give the step value after writing the step statement along with the for. So after the final value we have to write the step, and after that step we have to give the step value. So if I give the step as 2, then initial value of I is 1. In the second repetition I will be incremented by 2, that is it will become 1 plus 2 equal to 3. So the next value of I will be 3. Then again in the second repetition 3 will become 5 because of 3 plus 2. So like this way each time the repetition will increment the value of the current variable by 2. And so if you can see, if the initial variable value is 1, so it will create a list of all odd numbers from 1 to 10. You can see that within 1 and 10 how many odd numbers are there. This can be generated using this program. 1 3 5 7 9. First time I is 1, second repetition I becomes 3 because we have used step 2, so I becomes incremented by 2. Initial value was 1, so 1 plus 2 becomes 3 in the next repetition. Again in the next repetition 3 plus 2 becomes 5. So each repetition, in each repetition the loop variable is incremented by plus 2. So this program can be used to create odd numbers from 1 to 10. Now if you want to create even numbers within 1 and 10, what are the even numbers? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So the initial variable cannot be written as 1 because even numbers, the natural even number starts from 2. So here you have to mention the initial value of loop variable I equal to 2. So it will be 2 to 10 step 2, because if the initial value is 2, then 2 plus 2 will give you 4 in the next repetition. Then in another next repetition it will become 4 plus 2 6, 6 plus 2 8, 8 plus 2 10, and final value is 10, so it will stop and it will give you the list of even numbers from 2 to 10, that is within 1 and 10 how many even numbers are there, it will give you. First time 2, then after that next step 2 plus 2 4 due to this step 2. Then in the again next step 4 plus 2 6, like this it will increment each repetition by the step value 2. When 10 is reached it will end the program. Now step value can be negative also, but if you give step value negative, that is -1, it will be decremented, not incremented. That means in each repetition the value of the loop variable will decrease by 1. So if it is 2 to 10, then it will not work properly because initial variable value is 2, so it will be 2 minus 1, the next value will come 1, so 2 to 10 will not work properly. We have to give I equal to 10 and the final value you have to give lesser value than the initial value. So this is a reverse loop where the initial value is greater than the final value. Now you can see if we go from 10 to 1, this is a reverse, that means the final value is 1 and initial value is 10. So here initial value is greater than the final value, and now it will be proper because in each repetition it will get decreased by 1 from 10 to 9, 9 to 8, like this. So now if we run it, you can see that initial value was 10. In the next repetition 10 minus 1 9, another next repetition 9 minus 1 8. Like this it goes on till the final value is reached. When 1 is reached, after that the loop ends. Now if you give step 0, for I equal to 1 to 10, step 0. That means we are not incrementing nor decrementing, we are doing nothing. Then what will happen? As it is a for loop, it will try to repeat the process. For loop as you have used, it will repeat the process, it cannot stop. But as there is no step, neither 1, neither minus 1, not any number, just 0. That means it is not going to increment anything, decrement anything. It will create a infinite loop with the initial value. Initial value of the loop variable is 1. So it will go on printing 1 infinitely without stopping. Because it cannot increment, it cannot decrement. It just goes on printing the same initial value infinitely. Whatever final value you give, it does not matter. As you have mentioned the step 0, it will be an infinite loop. So you can see it is going on printing. Here you can see it is flashing at the bottom. That means it is going on printing 1. So it is an infinite loop. You have to close it forcibly. So these are all step loops, and if you give step 1, it will increment by 1, but by default the for next statement is step 1. For that reason we don't have to give step 1. We don't have to mention step 1 manually, and for this reason it is called continuous loop. If it is get incremented by 1, this type of loop is called continuous loop. Other than that, all loops are step loops, and step 0 is not an continuous loop, also not an step loop also. It is just an infinite loop. Now instead of this loop variable, if I use anything else, like a name I have used, this is an alphanumeric constant. So now we are not printing the value of loop variable, we are printing an alphanumeric constant. So as initial value is 1 and final value is 10, this for statement will repeat the body of the loop 10 times, and in the body of the loop what is printed? Amit, a name is printed. This is the body of the loop, print double quotes Amit. This is the body of the loop. So this for statement will print the body of the loop 10 times. That means the name will get printed 10 times. You can see it here. So these were the basic programs using for next statement.